Yeah, I heard that. It is the
Yep, I heard it.
the 1st of February, 2024. This is WIKISPEED Standup. Getting some interference on this camera. Yikes. Okay, let's uh, let's open up the laptop and change to the integrated camera because this isn't working very well. There we go. And adjust things a little bit. Anyway, it is WIKISPEED Stand-Up for February 1st, 2024. Go ahead, Lauren.
It's Lawrence Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia, Canada. And past week, I uh, communicated or followed up a little bit on unnecessarily, it turned out, on the website. And I cleared my workspace, my physical workspace, so I could work on the Sundowner. I'll see if I could tilt the laptop screen so you can see. Yeah, there we go. So
I see lots of
that's
pieces.
yeah, yeah. So and haven't got too far with it, but I did the a while back. I did the motor module,
Mm-hmm.
and right now I'm doing the bottom upper plate and the ribbon to hold the battery and the battery holder. So that's where I'm at with that.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm using the booklet, each section of the booklet, but I'm following the order that's on the video,
Okay.
the Sundowner video. So coming week, I hope to carry on with that, and uh, maybe yeah, I'd like to install one of the. I think I have two level sensors that are done. So now that it's stopped being freezing and stopped uh, uh, the atmospheric rivers, or they will stop in this next week. So I'll try and install the tank level and oh yeah, I was going to try and use the website and uh, yeah, so just play with that, make sure the messages go out and help however I can with that. And I thought of something this week we'll talk about in crosstalk. Probably you thought of it anyways. The tilt and pan, I was looking at the instructions for the tilt and pan.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's coming week. And blocks are um, just my other projects, but they're not really blocks, so I don't have too many blocks.
Good. Okay. Last week I posted stand up. My pump runtime monitor ended up running for 4 days and 3 hours, which isn't really all that much longer than the first test where it was logging messages, 38 messages per hour. So it looks like either my deep sleep mode isn't working the way it's supposed to, or somehow the power regulator is using like 5 times as much power as it's supposed to be, because I was logging about 5 times an hour versus 38 times an hour, and logging into Ethernet and sending the information is supposed to take like 100 times the power of just powering up and measuring the temperature. So something's really weird. For WIKISPEED website, I did some reading about processing emails from Python. Um, So you end up adding a password. It's called an app password to your account, and you use your regular username, but you use this other password, which I don't know how Gmail can tell that you're trying to use the app password instead of regular password, but it works. And then there's libraries for installing or for interfacing to the email, and then you can search through the email for keywords, like the keywords from GoDaddy when it's giving you the contents of the form. So I got through connecting, reading an email, um, extracting the username, the email address, and whether they said yes or no to being added to the Google group and the Trello page. But I haven't got the loop going so that it'll run through all of the emails yet. So that's kind of where I am right now. And we actually did have someone try and use the form. I've got his information, and I haven't added him to the Google group as yet, so I got to get that done. And I did add project tasks to the backlog before I pulled them out and worked on them, which is it's the first time I've done that in quite some time. So I was happy about that. For next week, I am going to be continuing on the website processing, the form. Hopefully I can loop through and do process all of the messages and write them to CSV files
so that they can be used um, to add a group of people to the Google group and a group of people to Trello via the invite. And blocks, I don't have any blocks. An enabler is that my part-time job is I don't have very many hours right now, so I'm putting a fair bit more time into WIKISPEED than I would normally. So it's kind of the opposite of a block. Anyway, back to you.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll give myself a 6, team a 10, and process improvement is just carry on.
Okay, I will agree with the process improvement. Retro, I did 6 out of 5 points, so I'm going to give myself a 10. The team, I'll go with a 9. And I guess that pretty much wraps it up. You want to record any crosstalk, or you want to go offline?
Okay, first part, yeah, record. So the first one I was thinking of is, did you think of attaching the LiDAR, the static LiDAR, to the stand and tilt on the Sundowner?
I think I looked at doing that with the sonar. I didn't do that with the LiDAR because I guess I kind of stopped working on the Sunfounder when I got to the tank level stuff. So yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal. I don't have the camera in front. Oh, great. What did I do with the camera? Anyway, you know that this is where the camera clips on.
Yep.
So
Yep.
just having it on the one side or the other probably wouldn't be too hard, and it doesn't add too much weight. So yeah, I think that's reasonable. I'm not sure which pins on which board would be what you connect to.
So the GPIOs on the Raspberry Pi. So pick one of those. Now,
Well,
I haven't got to there. So there's sort of a hat or a cover that goes right over.
yeah, it's a hat that goes over everything, and I don't know that we have access to any of the other headers. I would
Right.
have to look at the pinout to see whether or not it's passed through. Some of
And
the some of the pins say digital though, so
yeah,
yeah, we got an analog set of what looks like 8 pins and analog set of 4 pins and a digital set of 8 pins. So I think we got lots of places to connect it to.
right. Yeah, cool. And then I guess Ross, it kind of would allow you to integrate the video with the LiDAR.
Uh, I guess so. I haven't gotten that far yet, so
No.
it would be. I would almost go with a uh, like the lidar we've got will take you out to what 3.5 meters or something like that, 4 meters, and then the stuff a lot closer. You'd want to send a little bit wider beam so that you could see stuff that you were going to run into because it's only 2 or 3 degrees, the angle of the
Right.
flashlight, if you want to describe it, that's going out isn't very wide. So if you just
Right.
use the narrow one, you'd probably end up running into stuff with the wheels. You'd have to have a narrow one on one side or above, and then the wider one on the bottom or on the other side or something like that. But I think that's probably going to be a whole lot faster than the sonar, because if I remember the sonar, you could hear the clicks. So it's like tick, 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 tick.
Right.
You're only updating like twice a second, and depending on how fast you're going, you can run into something a
Right.
lot faster than that.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we've got the pan and tilt. So like the non-static lidars, they spin the lidar around,
Yeah,
right? So yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to play with the pan and tilt.
I think it will be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I think we'd have to probably search for a Ross library for it. I don't think we're quite at the level where we can write our own libraries yet.
No. I mean the presentations that I watched, they said it kind of makes a map using different sensors, using multiple sensors is the idea. So
The trying to remember, they call it SLAM,
right.
simultaneous location and mapping, maybe. Um,
Right. Okay.
but I'm pretty sure they only use the one camera most of the time. I don't think they have binocular vision because in order to get distance out of a camera, you kind of have to have at least 2 views, right?
But if you have a camera then and a lidar,
Yeah, camera and a lidar would give you a distance to whatever's in the middle of your picture. But if you have just 2 cameras, you can also get binocular vision, but
right?
it takes a whole lot more processing.
Right.
Um, yeah, I think that's the way it works. There's a lot of people doing a lot of research on simultaneous location and mapping because
Right.
figuring out where you are and being able to create a map and figure out where you are in the map and correct it, like correct yourself, like recognizing a corner or recognizing a something in your environment that's fairly static is fairly important. Anyway,
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about on recording?
Nope.
Okay, I'll shut her off.